Well, I puzzle a lot of people being puzzled myself. Go ahead. I don't mind the questions if you don't mind the answers.
How did you get started in the entertainment and show industry?
Well, see, my mom wanted to be a music teacher and I thought I would let her, so then my brother and I ended up with all these music lessons, piano lessons, flute lessons, singing lessons, dance lessons, just for an appreciation of the arts. And so I was in a magic club, and then since I would spend most of my time in the backseat of the car going back and forth to private lessons and comic books and casseroles, it just ended up that, when I did stumble upon Sideshow, it was real magic, Because I went to school exchanging dreams of boundless grandeur for realities of very little word. And so I pursued it, it's worth my life to start small, swords, eating fire, pounding spikes in my skull. And then, so at 15, that's what I started doing. And then as I went along, I thought, well, maybe I'll be in a band and use that as a kind of a halftime show. But then I ended up meeting up with all those freaks in the Lollapalooza sideshow. And I thought to myself, hey, how can I improve my act? What if I was a different color? Wow. So in 1991, I came up with this idea of becoming completely blue and possibly doing some sort of pattern, maybe a jigsaw puzzle, in order to become blue piece by piece. It's the back side of the puzzle, the art's on the inside. Sure. And so then, of course, I also had, other modifications done. In 95, a friend of mine came up and he was doing some implant work. I said, hey, can you give me horns? So then I had horns all during 96, 5 different times, pop out the old and the new. During which, of course, January 93, I finished all the lines of the puzzle, I've had over 250 artists around the world. I work in South Africa, Switzerland, all the action, all donations to the Enigma. And then, of course, I met another gentleman later, and, sorry. I'm going to get that job later. Anyway, more power. So I had another gentleman alter my ears. Of course, there was a lot of irritation with that procedure, but it's done with a scalpel, sharper than a pocket knife. I also then had another set of horns put in just a little while ago, about 3 years ago, as well as my eyeballs tattoo. So there it is, eyeball tattoos, horns, ear modifications. I'm not even talking about my belly button piercing. Us girls know. But the puzzle pieces and sword swallowing and all this music, career, the whole 9 yards. I have pretty much a one-stop shop for all that's strange, bizarre, and unusual.
Speaking of your show, you guys have news coming out soon. I've heard rumors of some kind of something opening in Denver, maybe a film.
Oh my gosh, there's so much happening. That's right, we got number 2 and number 3 comic book out. It's kind of like a heavy metal, except it's with Serena Rose and myself, and Show Devils, And then, of course, the movie based on the comic books, that'll be filmed. We're going to do it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're shooting a little trailer here coming up. And so we're looking for financing, all this kind of wonderful stuff. And then the theme park, based on Americana, that's right here in Denver area. I can say specifically where. But that's going to start. We're going to start doing the production on that. Denver is going to have it all. And when you make that travel stop through the airport, you're going to want to stay a couple extra days just to see it all from one end of the tent to the other. Every single day.
So what makes Denver special? Is it somebody up here or some people up here that you like to work for?
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Crozier, who did the comic books, writes the storylines, does the covers. He's kind of like, really big. He's got a big team working for him, and I'm just happy to be part of that team. And of course, also just looking at a map of the U.S. and thinking, of world domination, but thinking about starting with North America. And where is like a good central spot? Because I travel all the time. I can live just about anywhere. So where would it be good? Well, it's only 24 hours to the West Coast, 30 hours to the East Coast. So it's kind of like the travel spot in between. I mean, Dallas would also be a good spot, but some people have some sort of weird. Some people have a weird stigma about Texas. I don't know why. Anyway, I love the place. Maybe it's the chainsaws. Anyway, but now Denver, it's kind of like, and if you're thinking of it as the seat of power, using the Rockies as the back of the chair, it's kind of like the Mile High sticking right up the seat of if you were to sit. Anyway, you can see why there's a lot of attractions to this amazing, wonderful place. Oh, and then I think didn't they make something legal here recently? I don't know. Anyway, not sure about that.
I think it was green.
Forgot.
Green.
I mean, I did wake up a mile high today. I mean, in the air. I mean, they're on the mountains.
It's a great place. It should be the capital of the country.
And they even brought an Alamo all the way from Austin, Texas, right here. Alamo Draft House, right here. You can enjoy all the movies with the greatest of food right here. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what is your favorite horror movie? Do you like horror movies?
Yes, I watch both types of movies, horror and sci-fi. And I like, of course, stuff that's a little bit more beyond reality. A bunch of guys cut each other up, and so is it fun? It's like, and then an alien jumped in, or a monster, or lasers, or something like really crazy and funny and cool. I love all the zombie films. It's very American, of course. The more action stuff is fun too. So, Resident Evil, of course, I'm a big, huge fan. Whoa.
So you're more into the sci-fi than
I'm into all. I'm into all of it. I just, everything has a taste or a flavor.
Do you have an ultimate favorite film? Is that a different question? That might be not.
Well, I don't know if you've seen any of Ryan Pollock's films, but he's got some amazing films. I don't know if you've seen Motel London or Motel London 2.
I have not, but I will now.
Pretty hilarious. Yeah, I like to have a little bit of humor in it, like the Dead Alive kind of, or the, I don't know, what's another horror film?
Reanimator.
Oh yeah, I do like the Reanimator series. That was good. Yeah. I don't know. I like all the old black and white ones too.
Did you see any of those films this weekend? Did you watch them?
I didn't get a chance. I've been out here entertaining everybody. It's been a great time, inspiring others. Teaching the kids what not to do at home.
Exactly. Don't try this at home. It's true. You've been working very hard. How many shows did you do today?
I've done one today, but I got one just coming up here in a little bit. And I've done 2 every day, and everybody's been pretty happy about it. Either inside or outside, either way, I'm still running that chainsaw around in there.
That's awesome. So, what is some of the best advice you could give to somebody that wants to start out in the body mod or the freak show industry?
Well, as the great artists before me have all said, learn to entertain, and then learn a few tricks. Yeah, I mean, you can see your neighbor do a magic trick, and then you see Copperfield do that same trick. And it's about showmanship. It's about being able to entertain. And then maybe you can learn a few stunts along the way. But being able to talk, to speak, to entertain, that's the most important thing.
That's pretty solid advice. I have just 2 more questions for you. They're kind of goofy. So, what would be your ideal date? I have it written on my hand, so I wouldn't forget.
My ideal date? What are we doing today? Let's see. My ideal date, I don't know. Probably sitting around watching horror movies.
That's what we're doing later.
Okay.
Is Italian okay? Awesome. And my other question is, would the ocean be deeper if there were no sponges?
I probably would be deeper, but not as springy. Yeah, springy.